Hello and welcome to the Book Review Show. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Daniela Bleckner. I'm hosting the Book Review Show for today. I share this programme with my sister Yeshiba. She will be doing next week. And today in the studio I have a fantastic author by the names of Amanda Epe. Very proud to have to introduce her today. So thank you again for tuning in. A little bit about Amanda before we start. I met Amanda, actually. Amanda's a personal friend of mine. I met Amanda back in 2006, 2007?
2005 it was.
2005!
Yeah.
Wow, we're adding time here. 2005, we're both writers, and we had a poem, and I had a poem, and Amanda had an essay published in the Cole Moore's anthology, Black Skin Hair Power Revolution, and the very first one was called Brown Eyes, which is centred around black identity and hair and how we as women see ourselves. Fantastic woman. I'm just going to launch straight into it. Amanda Epe hails from North London. She's an author and founder of Miss Rose Blossom Project. This project empowers women by the promotion of books and promotion of women's health, something that is very important, especially in this day and age. She's a dynamic and creative young lady. Yes, I said young lady. She's smiling here. She is an author, very humble, but I'm going to big her up and tell you exactly what she's achieved. She's an award winner of One Big Book Launch. She's a BAFTA nominee and has recently been nominated for the Nigeria Writers Award and will be jetting out there at some point very shortly. Okay, so as I said, Amanda Epe is in the studio today. Woo! And she is here to promote her book Fly Girl, which was published last year.
Well, just end of November 2014. Really.
End of November. Oh my gosh, time has gone quickly. It's actually been a year.
Year and a bit now.
Over a year. Okay, amazing. So November 2014. As you know, this is a book review show. So what we do is we empower and promote up and coming authors. We write book reviews. It goes on the website. We read the book review on live on air, and we're here to promote up and coming authors and give them a platform to hear all about their books. Okay, so as I said, when I read this book, I absolutely loved it. I loved the insights you gave. I loved the fact that we could learn about what goes on behind the scenes of an air hostess. I loved the whole detail of the journey and the travel. And just the humour in it is absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to read this book review and then we'll be speaking to Amanda very shortly. As I said, I absolutely love this book. Amanda Epe seamlessly sews countries of the 5 continents together with insight, adventure and wit. She uses language and humour to document her travels and experiences. Her descriptions of the 90s New York and her stark contrast highlight between the projects and the Manhattan highlights the extreme poverty and wealth that exists in one of the richest country's capitals. Following in the footsteps of first African-American flight stewardess Ruth Carroll Taylor, 1958, Amanda did not let rejection or obstacles defeat her. She says in her book, it's one of my favourite quotes, 50 shades darker I was, scarlet stained, collagen-free lips and fully masked in foundation. That was the policy to get the job done. Appearance mattered. Although having grown up in Britain, my genetic makeup, which was different to the indigenous population, disturbed some of the team members I worked with. Race mattered. I've got absolutely nothing but admiration for Amanda's tenacity and resilience and her ability to have the courage to believe in her dreams and fly the skies of the world. In her words, I realised that if one believes in their destinies and dreams, in underlying faith and actively pursues these dreams, ultimately they manifest. I think we need a round of applause in the studio for that quote there. That's fantastic. Clap yourself. That's what we want. Okay, so Amanda, welcome to the studio. You are on Power Extra, the book review show, our very first guest. So thank you for being here at the launch. Hello.
Thank you very much for having me, Danny and Mo and the Power Extra team. I'm delighted to be here. It's a pleasure, especially to be at the launch. That's a privilege.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, fantastic. So in your foreword, you talk about how you got into writing. So before we talk about your book, can you tell the listeners how you got into writing and how important you think it is for young people to engage in reading and creative writing?
You know what? I've always wrote, right since I was in primary school. Loved going out to events and coming back to write about it. That's one time my teachers don't have to push me, just got on with it, not like the maths or any other subjects. In the evenings and other weekend trips with the families, went out somewhere and I did reports and essays for my dad as well. So I always liked to capture things. I was a little journalist from a child. And the love of diaries as well. In my secondary school, always wrote in a diary. So that's where writing's always, where it stemmed from. But I never used to share it. I always kept my writing to myself.
Really?
Apart from the school ones, what they put on the wall, I kept it to myself as like my own, my joy. Writing it used to help me a lot. Until I did work for Anthologies when I first got published as a creative writer.
Oh wow! Okay.
As a creative writer, not journalist writer.
That's really interesting because our journeys are very similar. I was one of these sad children who would literally spend hours upstairs in my room creating my own books, sticking. You know the old computer paper we had back in the day? It was like green and white. Anyway, this shows my age. Back in the 80s, I used to stick them together and make my own little books, stories, and write about birds. I loved birds at the time. And write diaries. Have you still got these on you, and how do you feel? Because I know it's beautiful looking back over some of the books, but the diaries, oh my gosh, there's some things in there that people cannot read.
Yes.
So how's it for you?
Oh, you know what? It's a bad thing I did just before I started writing that book, because I keep moving. I'm in North London. I hail from North London. Lived in South London loads of times as well. Then I went back and got rid of all my diaries and threw them all away. So I haven't got any diaries. So I had to work from memory to write that book.
Oh wow! Can I say, actually, true to form, Amanda is always moving. Every time I speak to her, she's in a different location. It completely runs in line with the theme of her book, Fly Girl, which documents. Sorry.
Got to keep moving.
Got to keep moving. Keep on moving. We should have played that actually. Okay, brilliant. So, do you think it's important for young people then to engage in reading and writing?
Most definitely. Knowledge is power. It's an understatement even to say that.
Amen.
They've got to keep reading because. Actually, if these young people read, they can challenge the school system. I'm not asking them to go, you're a teacher, so...
No, it's all right. Challenge. Listen, I always say challenge. The best way to learn is there's no question that's stupid. And the best way to learn is through asking questions. Never take anything for given. Always question everything. That is one thing I do teach them.
Yeah. Because they don't really get... Well, I didn't get that during when I grew up in schools. Well, we didn't challenge teachers. Everything was just given to you, the education, books, the curriculum. And so if children read, they can come back to school and say, no miss, no sir, this is not it. So read, keep reading. And I also think that if you read, you get a lot of language power as well. So it opens your vocabulary and your creative mind as well. Awesome. You can think out of the box.
Do you know what I'm thinking already? I work in an alternative provision for girls, and at the moment reading is a huge thing. A lot of teenagers I'm finding don't want to read because everything's so accessible online. They can listen to things, they can Snapchat, and the sense of engagement is becoming shorter. Also in adults as well. Apparently the average time people watch a YouTube clip is like they can only handle 1 minute and that's it. It's off because our attention span is gone. So I think it would be good to get a collective of us authors to travel around to schools and talk about the importance of reading and writing, and how it can really expand your mind and get you to think critically. So you've just given me an idea there. Thank you. If anyone wants to get involved, give us an email, get in contact. You can WhatsApp us on 07584 849 199. You can also WhatsApp and send any questions or messages that you have to Amanda. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so let's move on to Fly Girl. As I said, I loved your book. I thought it was a perfect mixture of wit with a touch of history and exploration of identity. What was your inspiration or motivation behind writing it?
Well, as an author, I've always been an author. I've started so many books and they died. They died on my computer, really. They actually did, because the laptop's gone. But this one come alive because this one was my vision. It's a story I had in me for so long. And when I had the title, I said, this is it. I could just see, it in the shops. I could see people liking it because I loved it. First of all, I had to believe in it. So I was inspired to tell people to be fly, to follow their dreams, just go through see what I've gone through and just be inspired by that, inspired to travel, inspired that I failed as trying to be a writer, because I took the job so I could be a travel writer. Didn't happen until I wrote the book. So just inspire people to, follow their dreams, and everything can happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, never give up. Excellent. Sometimes we need to go through experiences and then revisit things as well. I love it. Thank you. All right, so in your book, you say, here's another quote, cohorts of black sisters went before me and few were employed during the period that I was. So can you tell us more about the black women who paved the way on the plains, as well as what challenges you faced being one of the few black women?
Okay, paved the way. I wrote in the book about Ruth Carol Taylor, you mentioned in the forward. She was the first African American woman air flight attendant in 1958 she was recruited. But I've just recently found out that there was one before her.
Oh.
Yes. Her name was Douala Bell Smith, and she was recruited from Cameroon, just from a royal family.
Oh, wow.
And worked for an French-African airline. And her experience was really terrible because she was the only black woman, of course, and when they used to go different routes, like if she landed in South Africa, she'd have to go out from a different exit from the rest of the crew. But she was resilient. She stayed for 12 years.
Could you remind us of the year again?
She was recruited in 1957, just 1 year before Ruth Carol Taylor.
Okay.
So they honoured her last year. So my book said Ruth Carol Taylor, but I've just got new information that Douala Bell Smith.
Guys, there's an adapted version of Fly Girl coming out. That's awesome. I love the fact that you can never stop learning. I didn't know about this South African lady, and it'd be interesting to actually really follow her life and go into that in a bit more depth. I think that's...
So yeah, from my experience, there was a lot of recruits get employed during 1990s because the airline was reinventing itself as diverse. They called it themselves One World, and they recruited a lot of Nigerians and different ethnic minority groups as well. So how was my experience when I got in there? Well, people were not really expecting us, and the image has now changed because cabin crew from time immemorial was like white ladies, blonde hair, tall. So we broke the barriers for that.
Okay, good. There's one part of you, a bit that made me laugh when you spoke about the hat in your hair. Can you just tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, because I went through it. I relaxed my hair and had curly perm and all these things in my teens, and then I went through a phase that early 20s, all right, stopping relaxing it and going natural now. And then I got the job and I thought, won't be able to, this hat, they give us a hat. And it's a straw hat and certain measurements. And at that time I was having my hair in a big wide afro, blonde afro actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And have you got a picture we can put up, or?
And I'm too shy to bring that picture.
Okay.
But the hats would not fit on, so I had to keep it relaxed and straight.
Not tailor-made, not tailor-made. Okay. So what was your most memorable story or country you visited working as an air hostess?
Most memorable story is when I went to this trip in Asia. I was really geared up, excited because I invited one of my friends from Brent, one of my best friends from Brent. So she was really excited to get an ID-90, which is cheap flights for friends and family. So she packed her stuff, ready to come with me. They loaded us with drinks on the flight. We always get drinks to take off, but they gave us extra champagnes and Baileys and all the little shots. So when we got down route, planned all our adventures, the beaches, got all our clothes out, spread it on the bed and things that we're going to wear. A couple of days later, what happened? There was some riots in Jakarta.
Oh wow.
And we were called out to do rescue. It happened on the second day, then it happened on the third and the fourth, and the whole trip, her trip was ruined. But for me, it was good because I became part of a rescue squad. Sorry,
memorable.
Yes. So I was a heroine. I became a heroine from doing that job. So yeah, rescued people in Jakarta, brought them back to safety. So it made the work, feel like much more meaningful as well. Not just serving people, but all kinds of things can happen. And cabin crew, they're quite useful.
Lots of talents there. Yeah. Speaking of cabin crew, can you, the listeners out there, can you just tell us what really goes on behind the scenes with the cabin crew?
They just really serve the food, sell the drinks, and go home. Go to the hotel, lock the door, don't let no one in. Have a meal, go to sleep. That's it.
There's lots of references to just take this bit of alcohol here, and what happened to the alcohol at the end on the trolleys? Any leftover food or?
Yeah, so okay, right, I have to admit it now. Then we fill up our trolleys, fill up our handbags, fill every little space we have available to take drinks home. It makes a lot of sense to do that really because when you think about it, they're going to stock it up. The warehouse will be stocking it up, so it makes a lot of sense for us to take what's left of remaining for.
Makes a lot of sense. It makes sense to me, Amanda. It makes sense to me. I love it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. Before we do that, as I said, we are launching the show. We're looking for engagement. We're looking for people to get involved. So do WhatsApp us. We have a call right now. Oh. Just as we're speaking, we have a call right now. Hello. We are taking live calls now. Who's calling? Oh, hello, Sister Shamira. Hello. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Shamaya.
Thank you. I know that was it, and I'm so honoured and pleased that you are our very first caller, guys. As I said, Sister Yoshiba is the co-host of the book review show. Absolutely fantastic. She'll be with us next week on the 11th, and we've actually come up with a slogan, and it's "Reading is better than." So we've got a bit of a competition. She's laughing already. We've got a bit of a competition. So please just WhatsApp us or send in your messages. Reading is better than ... And we're going to end the show with that slogan. And Amanda, you're going to be the very first person to close off the show with the ending for us. So you've got about 40 minutes to have a think about it. So do WhatsApp and send in your ideas. That'd be fantastic. What did I do? Yeah, you know what? You're right. That's exactly what I did, because I sat there and I was like, can you come back to me, please? Because I don't want to say chocolate, because that's just not true. Okay.
Okay, I'm excited because I can't believe that I managed to get there in the end and wear the uniform. Yeah, because I applied for this job a few years ago. I mean, before I got in, a few years before, I got rejected. Didn't give up, applied several times, and then finally hit the jackpot and got it. So that was really exciting to get it and wear the uniform and to live in luxury, going to different high quality hotels, and just 1 minute in the east of the world and the next minute in the south, or different locations, just different time zones. So it was exciting to live like that, and never know what's going to be expected tomorrow. What was kind of frightening was the turbulence in the air as well. Yeah, on the long flights. Yeah, can't sleep, because meant to have a few hours sleep on those long flights, and I never was able to sleep. And then come back and smile at passengers.
Thanks, Anjara. Yeah. I would.
I will perhaps do a sequel, but maybe another 10 years. That took 10 years. Well, so you'll find out more as the show progresses anyway. Thank you very much for buying it and being interested. And I hope it takes away your fear of flying as well.
Whoa, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Sister Shemaya. Thank you.
Appreciate that,
Come and
sister.
join the collective. All right, darling. Take care.
Thank you. See you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.